We're back in Minecraft on the PlayStation 5, where we are testing out the early access and or beta version of the next gen, or well, really the current gen version of Minecraft for PlayStation 5. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So like we did with the Xbox version of the game when it was in preview, we're just kind of taking a look at it, giving you an idea of things, and then we'll be back, of course, when the full version of this is readily available and doing an updated review of Minecraft for PlayStation 5. Now, this is a bit odd in comparison to the Xbox version. When it was being tested, it was perfectly smooth, like there was incredible overhead, whereas it seems like just playing even without having anything intensive or crazily built, we're getting some performance drops, which is a bit weird. But again, you know, that's why they do this testing stuff, so that they are able to provide, when the full version releases, a comprehensive experience. So I don't really need to tell you what we're getting, because it's right at the top of the screen. It's a 4K resolution, 60 FPS. If you're expecting ray tracing, not gonna happen. But yeah, no, and that's what this version is. So it's gonna mirror the Xbox Series X S version of the game. So strangely enough, the Series S, despite being relatively weak, actually has the exact same target as the Series X does and as the PS5 does. Why is this the case? Nobody knows, but you know, Mojang, they work in mysteriously questionable ways. What can I say? I mean, I've been waiting, what, half a gen already to get like a current gen version of Minecraft, so I mean, you know, it is what it is. They work slow, you know. There's not a lot of drive to get this stuff done. There's no pressure for Microsoft. It's the biggest game in the world, so you know, they do what they do, right? But yeah, you might be wondering what exactly is the benefit of, like, well, a higher, you know, resolution, everything like that. The game does look better. I know it's Minecraft, and you're like, oh, how much better could it possibly look? It does. It looks a lot cleaner than it did. I know the PlayStation version of it, I guess it had some sort of PS4 Pro kind of upgrade thing, but at the end of the day, it still looks better when it's actually targeting a full 4K resolution. Now, the only big difference, again, that I kind of am mentioning, is the fact that this version of the game does seem to exhibit performance drops, and we're going to be showing off the creative mode in a little bit here, but yeah, we haven't even done the creative swing around. So usually when we're doing this, we'll test out creative a little bit afterwards, because the creative mode, when you're flying around, that's a little bit more demanding, and it just kind of shows more stress on the system. But you can literally, because we have a frame rate, you know, graph and everything like that, you can just at any point, just by watching the top side of the screen there, you can get an idea of like the performance level and everything, and you can see it's dipping, which isn't ideal. And again, it's Minecraft, so like Minecraft it is CPU, like it's CPU heavy is Minecraft when it is in those situations, but like modern devices shouldn't really have too much of an issue, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, it's weird, but it is in preview and stuff like that, and it makes sense to me why maybe it would be having issues, is because it is, again, like it's a beta alpha preview version of Minecraft. And how do you get this? If you're kind of wondering, you want to test it out yourself, maybe you had that question, you got to this far, you're like, oh, how do I give this a whirl? You just load up regular Minecraft PS4 for the moment, and then you go into settings, and then you kind of go to the bottom, and it's like previews, and then you choose to do the preview where you get the, you know, the PS5 version. It's like PS5 preview. It'll give you like a little place on the store, and it'll allow you to download this version of the game and give it a whirl to see, you know, how you like it and stuff. You're basically a beta tester for free for them, which is the modern business angle to go. But it allows you to also, when they do future updates and stuff like that, if you keep the version going, you can actually see new features and stuff being tested, which is pretty cool. It's just it's a different world too, just so that you are aware. Like it's not like sharing the stuff you normally do, if that makes sense. So it's different worlds, it's different setups, or whatever they're testing at the moment, right? Because sometimes they test different stuff, but the main idea is that, like, hey, you're able to get an idea of this thing in action and see how it is and play around with it and get an idea of things. Because, yeah, like I said, getting to that full 4K, it makes a big difference. They've also, the level of scale in the world too has been increased, like rendering and everything like that. So it's not just like, oh, we've bumped up the resolution and the frame rate. It's, oh, we've got, a little bit more of a proper current gen iteration for this sort of thing. Which, again, the idea of it is kind of hilarious because I'm pretty sure we've got, like, what, the mid-gen refresh PS5 Pro on the way. And we're already at a point where we're probably thinking about the PS6 down the road. And we're just finally getting the world's biggest game updated for the platform. Which is a little wild. Now, also, you could be like, well, Microsoft, Xbox, they own, Mojang and stuff. So it makes sense that there's priority going to the Xbox. And it's like... that really never is the case, and it literally, I think they just out of, like, preview released the full version, like, a month or two ago, so it's basically, like, a negligible amount of time where it wouldn't actually be any sort of, oh, we're actually benefiting the Xbox platform for these updates, so, yeah, it's just more about, I'm assuming bandwidth. See, the frame rate's kind of tanking here. You can really feel it, which is so strange. Because like I said, when I do the Xbox side of things, and I even did the preview back when it was out, it just ran flawlessly. And I'm not knocking the PlayStation 5, I'm just trying to provide context and everything like that based on my, experiences with Minecraft and giving you an idea of everything like that. But we're, like, literally just, we're not even doing anything intensive. Like, I would typically, if I had my realm going at the moment, I would show you, like, the realm is a lot more of a demanding thing because it's like a big city. Realms have recently gotten updated too, which is great. Like, right there, right, it went down to, like, 47 FPS. It's like, holy. It's Minecraft. Which, again, Minecraft, I get it's CPU driven, but really shouldn't be having issues like that in an area where it's, like, it's just a cave. Imagine if we were actually going into an area that requires a little bit of, like, only 2 pieces of... Imagine if we were going to an area where there's lots of buildings and lots of animals and structures and stuff like that. It would be detrimental to the performance of the game, which is a bit disappointing. But yeah, I do love my Minecraft experiences in terms of, like, playing this game and stuff. It's something I've been playing for probably, like, what, well over a decade now. It's turned 15. I don't think I was necessarily there at the start, but, like, probably since 2012, before 2012, so it's, oh, yeah, like 12 plus years now I've been mowing away at Minecraft, so, you really don't think of it until you're here playing a game like a decade on, and you're like, whoa, where did the time go by? Okay, that's good. I was a little worried I wasn't gonna make the water there, which wouldn't have been great. But yeah, the idea is this is mostly just kind of a test to see how it's going and everything like that, and how it's running, and showing it off to you. But yeah, the biggest thing really is, honestly, the clarity. Like, the visual quality here is significantly bumped up over, like, a little bit more jaggedy edges. And that does make a big difference in regards to, like, the blocks and stuff. Because that's a big thing I get so much when I do these things and take a look at this. They're like, it's just a visual bump up, like, who cares? It's Minecraft, like, right? It's like, what's that gonna do for Minecraft? It's blocks, but no, it really does make it look better. Seriously, the visual fidelity, like, the blocks, they look clearer, the animals look better, there's actually, like, more of a sharpness in the actual, like, the biggest thing I notice is the edges. The edges are a lot sharper in regards to, like, the blocks, the outlines, the characters, everything like that. And to me, that makes a world of difference when you're roaming around and playing this game and trying to enjoy it. Because you play it on PC, it's really as sharp as your PC is, right? But on console, it's like, you get whatever version they give you. And I've been through all the stages of, like, console stuff in Minecraft. Like, I played 360 edition Minecraft back in the day, and that was, a time and a half. Wow, the performance just tanks on this sometimes. 49 FPS, like, I'm just going through a forest, like, just a birch forest. It shouldn't even... there's not even anything really going on. They're gonna have to do a lot of work on this version for some reason. I'm a little surprised, honestly. I just assumed it was going to be perfectly smooth, and I wouldn't really necessarily need to do an update review video, but we'll have to do one when it fully releases, as to say, right? Alright, let's get the bed made so that I can sleep the night away without having to deal with creatures. Creepy creatures. Yeah, very, very strange. But the whole point, again, is just to dive in, give you a feel for things, let you understand where they're at and everything like that, and have fun playing Minecraft. But as I was saying, you know, kind of going back to it, I've seen the 360 era and then the Xbox One version, which took forever. It kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and then, you know, we had the PS4 version. I think was it Minecraft also? Was it on the PS3 at some point too? I'm trying to remember if that was a thing as well or not. But, like, I've seen all the stages of it, and I was sitting there for years trying to, like, you know, wait for them to finally give us, like, a current-gen version of this game, and, you know, the request has finally been answered, which I think is great. Because I just thought that was so funny. I'm in the Minecraft, like, creators thing, so I would always ask during their, like, yearly boot camp stuff, which I don't think they do anymore. They kind of stopped doing that sort of thing, which is odd. But, like, I would always be like, oh, are we getting, you know, like, a next-gen version of this ever and stuff? And they were just like, no, we've got no plans, no interest at all. And for years and years, that was the case. And then, yeah, we stopped doing the boot camp, and we finally started getting this, which is lovely, needless to say. This is actually, like, yeah, it looks way better. It's a whole new way to enjoy a game that I already love, and that is in itself great. See, the problem too is, like, it is to some degree, like, diminishing returns, which is kind of funny. And I know that sounds super weird, but, like, we went from the 360 version of Minecraft, obviously that was really, you know, quite a time capsule thing, right? It was, like, basically, like, vanilla old school stuff. And they added to it for years, trying to get closer to parity with, like, PC. Then we finally got Bedrock, which made things, you know, have a level of parity, which is great, because there's still Java too, right? But, yeah, it was just kind of funny seeing it, like, slowly catch up and fall behind, and then catch up, and, you know, just kind of seeing the element of, like, them improving it. And then when we went to, like, a higher frame rate was, like, a big deal, right? Like, a higher frame rate Minecraft was a big game changer, and then, you know, a little better resolution. And now we're finally kind of getting the full resolution, the full frame rate. I'd still love to, I'd love to have a higher frame rate option. Like, it'd be great to do 120 FPS. Ray tracing, I don't think we'll ever do, or ever get on here. Because everybody always confuses the ray tracing option in the settings as something that's actually toggleable for this version. But that's just in Bedrock because it's a NVIDIA RTX feature for PC and NVIDIA cards, which consoles run AMD, so they can't have RTX. So that's why the ray tracing's there. And a lot of people get confused too, because they showed off the ray tracing as like a feature for the Series X at launch as like a demo, and a lot of people believed that that demo was actually like representative of like something they were trying to achieve with Minecraft, as opposed to being a tech demo to show off what the Series X could do. It's a little it's a little misleading in that sense, but it's also the idea that people, they kind of see one thing and they just sort of believe it to be a thing, as opposed to it actually, like in actuality, being a thing. So that's just to kind of clarify on that element, is it was just a tech demo for the Series X to show off what that console could do. It wasn't ever actually planned as an update for the game. Because you gotta remember, there was the Super Duper Minecraft, which was supposed to be the 4K version of Minecraft for Xbox One X, back with like new textures and everything back in like 2017, 18, something like that, and they canceled that because it was too much work. And then I'm assuming we're just kind of getting the remnants of that. It's weird to have the biggest game in the world and to have such a laggy, slow production like pipeline and stuff. It really does surprise me. Oh, the wolves look different. They always look like this in certain regions. Did you guys used to look like this? I don't think I have any bones. Nah, I don't have any bones for you guys. Sorry. Didn't kill any skeletons. That's on me. Yeah, I forgot they did an update with the dogs and the dogs. There's like, what, armor and stuff now? See, it's hard to keep up with Minecraft nowadays. They don't update it, like, they update it often, but, like, not often enough where I'm, like, always feeling the need to come into it, but I take, like, long breaks from it. And then I come in and I'm like, oh, this is slightly different, or this is slightly new, and yeah, Minecraft is really, really interesting, evolving, always evolving kind of game, which I find interesting. Alright, so I think it's time we pop this up into creative mode. I don't care about trophies. It's also a preview game, so I don't even think there is actually trophies. Let's see how the performance is handled when we're actually kind of moving through the world faster. Yeah, it dips down to like 50 FPS when it's like rendering the area. It's actually like a really nice seed, you know, all things considered. 45 FPS? That is so weird. Like, I know this isn't a normal like state of play for people, but it is kind of testing just what the performance of this thing does. I wonder why they're having such a hard time kind of getting the performance level. This is really neat. Wow, yeah, this is a really cool seed. I wish I kind of I wish I kind of had wrote down the seed and everything like that. This is really, really quite cool looking. I love the ambience and the design of things. I mean, the seeds are so much more dynamic now for Minecraft too, because the way the world gen is. Like, I'm from like the old school days of Minecraft where you could put in like 404 or something, and it was like a very distinct set little like land biome, and it mattered a lot more the seeds back in the day. Like, still nowadays you can get some really cool seeds and do some really cool builds, and do some really cool stuff and find some neat things, right? But the biomes are just so much more varied nowadays, where you're more likely to like, I guess you would say, come across things that are, you know, more wild and varied in each area, which is kind of neat. I was hoping we'd come across like a temple area. I actually just love this seed. Good balance of like water and hill areas and mountains and then trees and jungle. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, you can do so many endless things with Minecraft. Now it seems to actually be handling the performance well, but I guess maybe it's because we're not in an area where there's lots of, like, seems to be, like, maybe the tree lines and the mountains that are kind of causing, and caves and stuff that are kind of are causing performance issues, which is fascinating. But I'm happy this finally came to PS5. I wasn't, like, I had known that this was coming to PS5 for a while. But, like, before that, I hadn't, like, I didn't know if they were actually going to do a version or not, or just kind of keep it as is. So, yeah, kind of happy that this happened. Do we actually have docks now for villagers, or is just like a malformed, I can't tell if this is supposed to be a dock or, like, malformed housing. Kind of looks like it's supposed to be a dock. The housing generation on Minecraft, it's not perfect, but yeah, at least it gives you kind of cities that like fit into the terrain and stuff like that. Just wait. Over the long term of Minecraft, like, I'm sure this game will outlive me for sure, considering it's still going strong, but you know, it's I'd imagine eventually at some point it'll just be like it'll become more and more complex with every update, and the generation will become more and more complex. Because I used to do seed videos where I showed off seeds, but they change the generation of seeds so often, it's hard to do those kind of videos and make them like last long term, because they used to be things that would go for a long time. Oh, this is just lovely, this area. These trees look fantastic. Yeah, this is I really genuinely love this seed. It's such a cool vibe. Huh. So anyways, I hope it's kind of giving you a good idea of, like, you know, the performance level, the clarity. I'd say this is very, very good looking. It's just, yeah, I think they do actually have a bit of work to do in regards to, like, you know, getting that frame rate kind of smoothed out, because I don't think this is really an acceptable frame rate for this version of the game, but, you know, it's previous, so I'm sure it's kind of, this is so lovely. This is actually really, really lovely. What is this wood type here? I don't know if I'm supposed to know this version of this, but cherry log. I don't remember ever running into a cherry forest before. I've seen videos of them, but huh. This is really, really majestic. So anyways, we'll be back. Well, there's the bees too, eh? we'll be back for the full version of this when they do the proper next-gen update, and I'll have a review and everything for you then. See you around.